I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 322nd episode of the Political Spotlight. I am your host, Christopher H. Bilbrey. Thank you for joining us. Producer Kate, as always, is down below. She's waving at me, and I'm waving for you, to her, for her, to you. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a great Friday. If you're watching this live, we're bringing this to you live on Friday, November 1st. Woo! Can you believe it? My good golly, it is Friday, November 1st in the year 2024. Can you believe it? 4 more days. 4 more days until the big election day. Keep this screen up here just for a second, because I want to sell this just for 1 second before we talk about that. But I want that to burn into your skulls as we're talking. Today's the 1st of November. And that means we are just now like a month away from December, which means we are 2 months away from the end of the freaking year. That means it's going to be, hey, look at that. Oh my God, it's Willie Shillings, dude. I thought that you were locked up or something, man. I'm glad you're out and among the living and here in the real world. Keep on rocking in the free world. I'm so happy to see you. It's been a minute. Hey, no, so here's the deal, folks. 4 more days. Today's Friday. You wake up Saturday, that's day 3. Sunday, 2 days. Monday, 1 day. And then Tuesday will be the day. Tuesday. Now, I want you all to remember, Tuesday, you will have 6 to 6. Remember that. Keep that in your mind. You will have a 12-hour period to vote. And I want to remind everybody, okay, so first of all, welcome, thank you for being here. I was mathing, that's absolutely, which is, as you know, and you haven't been here for a minute, but you should know, mathing is not something that we do here. It's not something that I do. I have people to math for me. They have their toe. They've got far more toes on their feet than I do. That's how they're able to do it. I only have the standard 8 toes that all humans have. And so my people math for me. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, This episode is going to be a little different than what we said. We're going to do an update episode tonight. So you can basically, here's what this is going to be. I promised you our third annual Scary Mary Scream Queen episode with Mary Nicholson. She, because of unforeseen events, we were unable to make it work tonight, and we're going to be unable to make it work tomorrow either. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Mary on Sunday night, which is a little bit different because that's kicking off the first of the week. It's going to be going in. We're only going to be 2 days away from the election. We got a city council meeting. We have a city council meeting on Monday that we'll need to talk about. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip-flop the nights. Tonight, we are going to talk about everything that we normally would Sunday night. We're going to get this out of the way so you guys are aware. And then on Sunday night, we're going to talk with Scary Mary, and we're going to have a fun episode leading into what will absolutely be a crazy week, no matter what happens next week. So we're gonna do that, and then I will give you just a brief update Sunday night about things that you need to know going into Monday. I do want to make a couple of important announcements about this. So first and foremost, as you're watching this live, there's 4 days left. 4 days. Okay. When you wake up tomorrow, we'll be 3. We'll cover that. That is it, folks. I'm telling you, it is down to the wire. All right. Now I have to say this. Last night on the show, a guest, a viewer, a friend, Tweety Bird, had stated, and I want to say this is in all fairness, this is not, it wasn't something that Tweety Bird was saying. It was something that she had repeated from others. She said that she had heard or had seen someone had made a post stating that voting did not occur yesterday or today. I called the Delaware County Clerk's office today. They were voting today. Voting was underway all day today between 8:30 and 4. Voting occurred on Thursday between 8:30 and 4. They do not break for lunch, and there was no delay in voting. So voting has been going on in Delaware County the last 2 days without a hitch. Matter of fact, at one point today, the majority of today, the line to vote was somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour all day long. Okay. Yeah, they just kept it rolling. We just keep it rolling. That's that. I also want to inform you. You think it's Friday. You think we're here for the weekend. Government's out of order till Monday. That would be wrong, ladies and gentlemen, no matter where you're at. If you are a Hoosier, I can't tell you if you're living in Louisiana or Ohio or Florida or California. I don't know what's going on there. But if you're a Hoosier in the great state of Indiana, if you live in one of our 92 counties, you can vote tomorrow if you are so inclined. If you do not want to go on election day, if you want to vote tomorrow, you can vote Saturday. The polling places in Delaware County, okay, Alva's saying in Louisiana it's the same, so that's probably a pretty good sign. I think it's pretty much the same everywhere. But in Delaware County, the polls are open tomorrow. From when I say the polls, it's just the Delaware County building will be open between 8:30 and 4. So you can go and vote between 8:30 and 4 tomorrow at the Delaware County building. And then Sunday, it's no voting. That's the Lord's Day. And then Monday, you can early vote between 8:30 and noon in any of the places in Indiana. Early voting will be going on Monday the 4th from 8:30 until noon. And then at noon, early voting is done, and the next shot you will have starts at 6 a.m. on Tuesday. Now, I want to make this big announcement. Last night, we also had, I don't know if it was on the show or if it was directly after, a good friend of mine, probably one of the very best city clerks I've ever known, Brenda Grider. She put out a plea last night, I think immediately after the show. Maybe it was on the show. But because of this show, she knew what to do. She put out a plea, and I want to talk about this. So tonight is going to be an update night. We're going to cover a lot of topics that we've been kind of hitting and missing, and that might need some updates. I want to just really quickly let you know, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to you live, broadcasting from the upstairs basement, inside the cupboard underneath the stairs, House 57, Ink Barrel Studios, right here inside the Lighthouse. I've just got so many different names we can say. The Lighthouse Studio. Okay. We're going to give you the news and the information that you need to hear right here. We're going to be talking tonight, ladies and gentlemen, about a little bit of information pertaining to the big Wes-Del school corporation wastewater issue. All right. Now, tonight is not going to be the big deep dive into that. I'm just going to give you an update on the Wes-Del situation and explain to you what we have working and when we will be doing that. So anybody that is out there that is interested in finding out, knowing, or learning about what's going on with Wes-Del and the wastewater situation, anybody that is out there, tonight is going to be the night that you're going to want to listen, because I'm going to let you know when we will be doing the big deep dive episode, and it's coming up here real soon. Along with that, we are also going to be talking about the upcoming Muncie City Council meeting, which will occur for the month of November. It will occur on Monday, November 4th, the day before the election. We're going to talk about this meeting because this meeting is going to be a wild situation from what I'm hearing. Then we're going to talk a little bit about, obviously, the upcoming general election. And we're going to talk about a few more little odds and ends and bips and bops and pieces and things. So this is going to be an action-packed, fun-filled, information-filled episode where we're not going to get too deep into any one subject, but we're just going to give you some updates and kind of keep you abreast of what's going on. So the first thing I want to say, because of this program, a friend of mine and a viewer of the show knew to reach out to me or to get a hold of me, to tag me in a post and to say, hey, this man needs help. And I'm going to put this up on the screen, and I'm going to show you this right here, because this is why this program is important. This is why I ask you to share the show with everyone you know. And this is why people need to get the word out. And I don't care if it's Muncie. I don't care if it's Delaware County. I don't care if it's Indianapolis. I don't care if it's Henry County. I don't care where it is at. I don't care if it is Alaska. If you have a question that you can't get help on relating to politics, government, what's going on, get in contact with me and we will figure it out. If we don't know the answer, we will find someone that does, and we will help get you this information. If you've got corruption going on, get a hold of us. We'll help you. So this person put this post up on Facebook. And this was yesterday at 3:00. Chad Kreitzer. I was just denied my right to vote, he says. A veteran of foreign war, got a new license with my new address in February and registered to vote then. But they say I'm not on the voter registration for this county. Okay? And then there were several people commenting to this because let me tell you, that's an egregious comment. That if that's true, that's horrible. And let me tell you something. Channel 8, Channel 6, Channel 13, Fox 59, they all need to be coming out and talking to this man and highlighting this. And this is something that Rob Kendall and Casey, and this is something that Tony Katz, so everybody from WIBC needs to be covering, because this is the kind of crap that should not be going on. And I don't care if it's pro-Trump or pro-Kamala or to hell with the national politics. We're only going to talk about state. To hell with state politics. We're only going to do local. To hell with local. We're only going to do school board. I don't care what the politics are. The fact that someone is turned away from being able to vote without giving some kind of a, here's the solution, we're going to fix the problem. Listen, here's the thing. I believe in voter security and securing the vote and making sure that people that are not legally American citizens, I don't believe they should be voting. If you crawled through the desert to get here and you're not here legally, you should not be voting. If you didn't register, you should not be voting. If you're dead, you should not be voting. All right? The people that should vote are people who are upright, alive, and breathing, and that go in and that are registered in the area. That's, you know what, that's the way it goes. Now, accidents and beeps and boops, things like that happen, and we have to be able to deal with that. To just throw our hands up and say, well, screw it, you're out of luck. I don't accept that, okay? So this is something that should bother everyone. So this man says, yesterday, I was denied my right to vote, a veteran of foreign war. Got a new license with my new address in February, registered to vote then, but they say I'm not on the voter registration for this county. Okay, one commenter says, wow, sorry this happened to you. Someone else says, that's some BS. So sorry. Someone else says, but a damn person from Mexico can walk in and do it. Sucks you can't vote. Some damn bullshit. Someone else says, there's a form they should have for you to complete while you're there. I had a name change, and had to complete a new form while at the voting polls. I'm going to guess someone doesn't know what they're doing. Yeah, I'm in that same boat. Someone said, if you give them your old address, they should be able to pull you up. I'd be heading back there or try a different polling location. Okay, a day ago, he says, told me since I changed my address more than 20 days ago, I wasn't allowed to vote in Seymour either. Someone else says, this is some serious bullshit, Chad. Regardless of an address change, name change, whatever the case may be, you are a U.S. citizen and a veteran who proudly served this nation, and you have every right to vote in this or any election. Cut off for registering to vote was the 6th of October. Did you register before then? It was actually the 7th of October. 7th of October at 11:59. All right. He goes back and forth. Yeah, registered in February. whatever. Okay, they go back and forth. All right. Someone says, oh my God, this alone pisses me off to no end. And so it begins. All right. Thank God one of these people, they all need to be watching the show. Thank God one of these commenters is a viewer of the show. And this person, all this person did was tag me. Do you have any suggestions? Chad is a friend, served in Desert Storm. How can this happen? I've got a lot going on, and I'm not patting myself on the back. Lots of people could do this. I said, does he live in Henry County? Moreover, screw it. I don't care where he lives. Call me ASAP today, Friday, November 1st, 2024, whenever you get moving, like say after 8:30, between 8:30 and 9:30, make it early so we can get you going. Call me. And I put my information up there. He said, I'll call you after 8:30. He called me at 8:35. So the very first thing that I did, I asked him his story. And Chad tells me, born and raised in Henry County, lived in Henry County, voted in Henry County all of my voting life. Couple years ago, moved to Seymour, Indiana, from Henry County. It's a couple of hours down south of Indianapolis. I got registered in Seymour. However, I never voted down there in the 2 years that he lived there. And people might say, well, wait a minute, why didn't he vote? Well, keep in mind, and I don't know all of the story, but I get the impression that he did not live inside of a city limits. So last year's election, he would not have voted. Even though there was an election for us, municipal elections, he didn't have an election because he lived in the county. So there was no election last year for him to vote in. And the year before, maybe he was in the middle of a move, maybe whatever. I don't know what happened. He hasn't voted for the last 2 years, but he does have a voting history in Henry County, period. All right. Sometime in December of last year or January of this year, his mother passed away. And his mother's request was, please, if you can do it, move back and help take care of your father. And as any good son did, he moved back to help take care of dad. Moves home, and he goes in like any citizen would do to update his information, update his driver's license, get everything switched over, post, all that. At the BMV, he says, the woman asked, do you want to be a donor? He says, yes. And they made him a donor on his license. It is there. She said, do you want to update your voter's registration? And he says, yes. He says he did this in February. He then went to vote at one of the vote centers in Henry County yesterday, and they said, we don't have you here. We don't show you here. So I got his information, and I went to indianavoters.com, and I put his information in. And he was not registered. I could not find him registered in Henry County. I'm like, I don't know. I put his information in, and I put Jackson County in, which is where Seymour is. Bingo, he pops up in Jackson County. So I do some calling around, put in a call to some people in Henry County. I called the attorney, the two attorneys at the election division, Matt Kochevar and Valerie Warchaw, down at the Indiana Secretary of State's office. I called the clerk's office. Now, the first time I called the clerk's office, I got to tell you, I do not like the people in the Henry County clerk's office. The Henry County clerk's office has always been very backwards to me. They always do things that they shouldn't do. They don't stamp things correctly. They won't take the steps to keep people off the ballot who should be off the ballot. They'll try to fight to keep people off the ballot that should be on the ballot. And they do a lot of backwards stuff. They've always given me a hard time. I hear people say, well, they're so frightened of you. They don't want to appear on the show. They don't want you to give them a hard time. Well, do your damn job. And if you can't or won't or don't know how to, then leave. This stuff is too important to leave it to some lazy dumbass. All right? This fires me up. This makes me mad. This is serious. I spend my entire day and night and life digging into this stuff and bringing this stuff and begging you people to share and asking you guys to vote and telling you guys to get on and check your registration so people can go and be turned away by people who don't give a damn. That pisses me off. And every time I've ever dealt with them, they're always like, No. I'm calling you. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I know this is your busy time. Say it with a smile. You're a public servant. You're there to figure this stuff out. So they're telling me this guy's shit out of luck. But they can't tell me anything because it's not me and they won't tell me. I'm like, okay. Well, I was just on the phone with him and they're like, well, have him call in. I said, we'll call in three-way. They did not want that. They did not want me to be a part of this. I was not going to leave this guy hanging. I called this guy and I said, all right, let's call here. They got to hear from you, whatever. So we call, and I'm going to out him. Jenny, the clerk, Jenny, nice person. Everyone says she's a nice person. Wonderful, nice human being. But every election, man, we should not be having problem after problem. And everyone says, well, but she learns and she won't do it next time. Great. So she won't do this problem next time, but next time we'll have a whole nother problem. You've been in the office. She's almost termed out. You can't do 2 terms. That's 8 years and still in your 7th year say, I don't know what I'm doing. That is preposterous. And then everyone says, well, the next in line, Renee, she's a nice woman. Now, she doesn't really have the best personality, and sometimes she seems mean, but she knows her stuff. Well, let me tell you, I haven't found that she knows her stuff. Quite the opposite. And she has a shitty ass attitude. All right. I can deal with you if you're on top of it and you know what's going on and you got an attitude. I can deal with it. But what I find absolutely detestable and unacceptable is for you to be completely head in the clouds, completely out of your mind, and still have a shitty attitude. That's not going to fly with me. All right. So here's your 15 minutes of fame. You don't like the fact that, you get called out on the show. Quit messing up. Accidents are one thing, mistakes are one thing, but when you're turning people away and you're just ho-hum about it and you're not willing to dig into the situation, there's no excuse for that. So we call down there and they tell him again the same thing they just told me. Nope, there's nothing we can do for you. And I said, no. And then I cut in. Wait, it's me again. And like you could almost hear the sigh in her voice. I said, so explain to me what the provisional ballot is for. Well, it's not really good. We would prefer people to not vote provisionally. I didn't ask you what you preferred. I said, explain to me the purpose of a provisional ballot. She was like, well, you can't do a provisional ballot on early voting. I said, forget early voting. Say this man walks into the polling place on Tuesday and wants to vote. You guys say, no, you can't vote here. I've heard you guys can't turn him away. You have to let him vote provisionally. Surprise! Guess what? Amazingly, We worked it out together, and she was like, well, yeah, he could vote provisionally. I said, okay. Knowing that and knowing what happens next, I said, and then tell me what happens. She says, well, then it would go before the election board, and he would be called, and he could give testimony, and then the election board would have to decide if they were going to uphold his ballot or not. Okay. So I'm like, all right, well, he can vote. You can vote. Everything's good. We're good to go. So I'm going to talk to him Monday before Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm going to be milling around everywhere. I'm going to drive my ass down there with him and let him go vote and make sure they don't give him a hard time. And he's going to vote provisionally. And then a couple days after the election, the election board will come together and they will vote. Now, I've talked to sources, and I can't really detail any more of this, and I'm going to just vaguely mention this, but out of all of the election boards going, while I have a problem with the Henry County Clerk's Office, the Henry County election board is probably one of the best going. And I can tell you it's their policy. They don't remove people. They don't kick votes out. They do whatever they can to keep a vote, to try to keep a vote. And with this guy's information and the fact that he is a citizen of Henry County, there is proof of what's going on, and he has a vote history in Henry County, chances are 98% likely that his vote will remain. So we helped an individual go from having his right to vote not working and being trampled on to now, wait a minute, there is a way for him to go about this. My friends, they will try to stop you. And this isn't a Republican thing. This isn't a Democrat thing. This is a dumbass thing. This doesn't have anything to do with Larry Savage or this just has to do with lazy people that don't give a shit. And you got to push back. This is a right that you've got to fight to keep. They're going to try to take it. Little pieces at a time, one by one by one. And I'm so happy that we were able to help him. We're going to continue helping him, and I'm going to help him through the process. I'm going to make sure that his vote counts. And I don't care if he would go in to vote for Kamala. I would do the same thing. I don't know who he's going to vote for. I don't know which way he's going to vote. I don't care. He should be permitted to vote. The message here, folks, first of all, fight for yourself. And I'm telling you, please, for the love of God, if you go to vote on Tuesday or tomorrow or Monday and you're turned away, don't just take it. Now, you don't have to just get crazy and show your ass. I'm being fired up right now, and that's because this is my show, and I'm fired up, and I can do that. I wasn't rude to these ladies when we talked. I was very nice, very polite, very professional. I'm fired up now, and I'm pissed off about what they were doing, and I'm rightly going to call that out. But I was very polite to them, said it with a smile. Oh, yes, hi, nice one. Everything's great. Isn't there a way that we can figure this out? Kill them with kindness, more bees with honey, that kind of thing. All right. This is a message about fighting for your right, and don't just always accept no. You got to kind of dig around. But there is a bigger message here. And it is the message that I tell you guys. And if this gentleman was a viewer of this show, maybe he would have done this. I tell all of you, do not rest on the fact that, well, I voted last year and everything was fine. I voted for the last 10 years and there's never been a problem. every election, every May, every November, every year, maybe not the off years, maybe not the off year. Next year's an off year. You can take next year off. In March or April, 2 months before the primary, you need to get on indianavoters.com and double check that your registration is okay. You need to do it. You need to do it. Doesn't matter if your name hasn't changed. Doesn't matter if you lived in the same house for 30 years. You need to make sure that they haven't somehow purged you. They haven't cleared you off by mistake. They didn't mean that, they were trying to click off John Smith and they actually clicked off Joan Smith. Whatever the deal is, you need to make sure that you're good to go before the primary. Do it in March, the beginning of March. Don't even wait till April, because the April is the cutoff. Do it in March. Do it in February. Do it the first on the day back to work after the new year. All right, just make sure that it's good, and then go vote and do your thing. But then don't just trust it. In August or September, check it again. I check mine several times a year, normally because I'm going through it for the show or whatever. So I know this man went to the BMV in February, and the lady said, "Do you want to be a donor?" Yes. "Do you want to update your voter's registration?" He said, "Yes." She must have misunderstood him or whatever, and she clicked the no box, and she had him sign it. But he thought he was signing to update his registration. Had he been watching the show in February or say March, and he heard me say, "Go on and check your shit," he would have been able to go on and been like, "Wait a minute, I'm not registered." And he could have registered right then in a matter of moments, and he would have been good to go, never had to fight with any of this. So there are reasons behind what I say when I say the same thing every night, folks. This is a real life understanding. So I'm so proud that we were able to do this. This made my entire election. I don't even care what happens now. We helped multiple people this year are going to vote in this election because they watched this program, because they got registered, because we've said it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, not the clicks and views, not the subscribers, not the money. That is what makes it good for me. That is what allows me to put up with all of the hate and all of the nonsense that I get from idiots. That is what it's about. The fact that this man gets to vote, that's exciting to me. Okay, now, I want to move on to the Wes-Del thing, okay? Tim, yes. Thank you, Tim. I mean, that stuff's most important. Let me tell you, I got to tell you guys, every year I get someone that'll say, I'm 58 years old. I've never voted before. I'm voting for the very first time because of watching your program. Or I used to vote years ago, but I don't now. And I haven't for a while. And, I just want to let you know that I do. Man, that is what brings it full circle for me. That's what I don't know. That's what it's all about in my opinion. That is Stumblefoot. That's what it's all about in my opinion. And I love all of you people so much. That's the other thing. You guys are wonderful. But no, that's really what it is about. Okay. Now let me just quickly adjust this here. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. Now we move on to the Wes-Del Community School Corporation wastewater issue update. So back on October 10th, so 3 weeks ago, we did a show on the wastewater situation in Wes-Del Community School Corporation. The show was episode 304, and it was called Wes-Del Community Schools Shit Show. And in that, I read a letter that was sent to the Delaware County Commissioners and the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission from a school board member. And I have a story to tell you about that here in a minute. Asking them to take a meeting video off the website because it was slandering people from their school. And the letter that we were reading, if you remember, it got crazier and crazier, and it seemed like it was something that somebody typed with their left foot. I'm going to tell you, I have heard sources that are believable to me, people that normally give me really valuable information, who have stated that man, Larry Batt, did not write that letter. That letter did not come from him. That it came from someone else, and he was asked and or told that he needed to sign it. Now, I don't know how that makes me feel, because if he wrote that letter, I feel some kind of way about that, because the letter was like, it seemed like someone had suffered a head injury or something. It was a crazy letter. And I'm not being funny. I'm not trying to be obtuse or be mean. It did not seem like a letter that you would get from the president of a school corporation board. It just did not seem like that. So first, that was the issue. Like, man, if this is what's going on, this is a problem. However, now there's a flip side. If someone else wrote that letter and they asked him to sign it and he signed it like willy-nilly, that calls me to question him too. Because if I would have read that, I would have been like, hell no. There's no way. All right. So I don't know. I'm trying to find out what's going on. I'm going to reach out to him. Since we did the show, I have been working on this basically since we did that show. I've been working on this. And what does that mean? Well, that means I have been talking with citizens. I've been talking with sources from inside the school corporation. I have been talking with government, Delaware County government sources, and a whole different bag of nuts. Okay, basically. That's that's the best way to say that. And it's been a bag of nuts. Okay. Hold on here just one second. So I've been doing that. Willie, thank you, brother. Oh, and I'm glad that you jumped on YouTube too, man. Thank you. So anyway, I've been working on this. The other thing I did was I sent out a records request, and I talked to you guys about the record request. It was very thorough, and it was very thorough. Okay. And the county has been working on this. Well, I received everything in my request. Okay. So essentially, what I requested, just to remind everybody. So, here, first off, here was my stance on this. My stance is to refresh everybody's memory. Wes-Del School Corporation is a teeny tiny school corporation up in the north western corner of Delaware County. It's up in the Gaston area. I went to Delaware County, Delaware Community School Corporation, Delta. I went to Royer and then DeSoto and then Delta. And so that's kind of on the northeast side of the county. The northwest side is Wes-Del. And so they attended, the superintendent there attended some meetings and was asking for some help. And then he got some help, and then it was rescinded. Then he got some other help, and they made some improvements to the school with that. But then there was a question about what they were making the improvements on. There was a question about what's going on with their wastewater. They have a wastewater treatment plant on corporation ground, and there was an issue with it. The state of Indiana, IDEM, has been wanting them to fix this to the point that they have been threatening violating them and fining them. And the fines can either be on a daily basis or a weekly basis or monthly. And they're not like small fines. They're crazy fines. Okay. And so there's been some question about whether or not the gentleman, Kyle Mealy, which is the superintendent, has been truthful in his approach to this. And then there was this letter that was asking the county government to basically violate the open door law and the public record, laws by deleting a video of a meeting, which you can't do. It's absolutely insane. And so there's just been a lot of back and forth. Well, on my show, on episode 304 on the 10th, and you should go back and watch it if you haven't, I read the letter and I presented like what I was hearing. And I said we were at the very, very early stages. Well, the superintendent of the school corporation actually came on in the comments of the show and was commenting to me, was responding back and forth. And some people were on there, were hating on him, like calling him a dog and he's a liar. Some people were saying like, yo, I appreciate you coming on. My perspective is, all right, when that show started when episode 304 started on the 10th, I had a limited amount. We are on Truth Social, buddy. I have a thing over there. We are there. We had a limited amount of information, and I said, I don't know what's true. We're going to look into this, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. And I said, basically, bottom line, from everything that was going on, something bad happened. And it's just a matter of trying to find out what that was and who was at fault. Was it an accident? Was it done on purpose? What's the deal? Are there people here that are lying for some reason? Why would that be? What's happening here? So we're just trying to figure out what's going on. I've ran many investigations in my life. This is all very much along the lines of police work, like investigative work, a lot of digging, looking for clues and making pieces fit. Okay. And that's something I'm good at. So requested these records and talked to the people. Now where I'm at 3 weeks out, I'm starting to have a little bit better picture and understanding. I have to say, I appreciate Kyle Mealy coming on, and I'm telling you, this is not the episode where we are going to drop a lot of facts. I'm letting you know what's going on, and I'm preparing you for that show so you can go out and tell people in the Gaston, Wes-Del area so they can tune in and watch that show live if they so choose, or so they can know when it'll be so they can watch it after the fact. So as part of the investigation we were running, besides with talking to citizens and talking to the county and talking to people from the school system, I requested the following: all documents from Kyle Mealy and or Wes-Del Community School Corporation that were sent to the Delaware County Commissioners about needing help with their wastewater facility. All documentation and meeting minutes of the meetings when the commissioners voted to give Wes-Del $400,000 from the ARP money, and then minutes of the meetings where it was decided to pull that money back, because that did happen. I then also requested all emails and or other documents from IDEM, the state of Indiana, to Danielle Struble, an attorney for the county, regarding the Wes-Del wastewater situation. I then requested the packet of information that Attorney Struble provided to the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission before and or after she addressed them in June of 2024 at their meeting. I then requested all documents, emails, notes, documentation pertaining to the situation with Wes-Del and their current wastewater issues. Their hope for help from various county boards, commissions, or bodies in, one, running a line from Gaston, the town of Gaston, to Wes-Del Community School Corporation, and then from there out to 28 and 69, which is two major highways in the state of Indiana. Or two, their hopes for at least a Band-Aid fix, which would allow them to do a little bit. They would get the money faster, and it would fix it just temporarily, which is what IDEM was hoping they would do, I think. So I requested all of that. I also requested any and all responses from the Delaware County Commissioners, the Delaware County Regional Wastewater District, the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission, the Delaware County Board of Health, and or any Delaware County government boards or other bodies that might have been involved with this. I then requested a copy of the letter from Larry Batt to the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission. Even though I already have that, I wanted to see if there was anything else in his email, if he put anything else in there that could just give us a glimpse. So I did request all that information, even though I already had it. I then requested any and all other information that has been sent to any county board, commissioner, or body from IDEM, and any concerning citizens or anyone else in connection with the Wes-Del Community School Corporation and their wastewater situation. Okay, and so I sent that request in, and I was like, man, they are not going to give this to me. They're going to tell me that this is too broad, or I need to, whatever. And to my surprise, ladies and gentlemen, to my surprise, 2 days ago, yesterday, something like that, I was told to go to the law firm where I picked up a flash drive, and I'm like, oh man, this is serious. They gave me a flash drive. Okay. Well, I came home and I plugged that into the old computer. Okay. And I'm going to tell you This is probably the most comprehensive amount of information that I have ever seen in a record request. Now, normally when they do that, it's because they're trying to bury you, and there might be something that you're requesting, and it might be in the middle of a file, but instead of just pulling it out and giving you what you requested, they're going to let you see the entire file, everything that came before it, everything that came after it, in hopes that they're kind of hiding this. That is not what they did. Everything that they gave me is pertinent to this. I am very happy with what Wes-Del gave, or what the Delaware County gave over. I'm just letting you know. I'm going to let you know that when we went through this, the other day, okay, last night rather, when we went through this, I just about fell over. Okay, I've sent it to Kate. Kate has it in the process of making it sendable to Brandon. I'm just going to show you here just briefly. This is my other computer. Here's the camera. My computer's back behind this. And then I have a laptop over here. All right. The screen here that you see, okay, right here. This is my laptop. You see these file folders 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are all responses to my record request. I'm going to show you this. Okay. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to show you when you open this up. Now there's 13 different documents in here. And some of these, when you click on these, some of them have multiple things in them. So there's response number 1, and some of these are like multiple pages. All right, here's response number 2. It's pretty small. All right, there's 2 things, but each one of those things is multiple emails. So this is IDEM emails, okay? 2 counts of IDEM, two things with IDEM emails, okay? Let me see here. Response number 7. Response number 7, there are 18 things in it. All right? 18 different things. So all told in this, the Wes-Del School Corporation, Delaware County Commissioners, Delaware County Regional Wastewater, Delaware County Redevelopment Commission, Delaware County Board of Health, and everything in between, all the attorneys involved, all of the documentation turns out to be 45 different pieces of clickable information, which in some cases then open up into further clickable files. So we've got to go through all of this. As Kate said some of these documents are 100 pages long or more. So I have been inundated by all of you saying, when are we doing something about Gaston? When are we going to hear your thoughts about Gaston? When are we going to talk about Gaston? And I've had to say to most of you, I don't know. I don't even have the records yet. But once I get the records, we will know. Well, we now have the records. Kate's been in the process of loosely going through some today. I've been going through some today. And I'm telling you that because of everything going on, we're not going to, I'm going to be digging into this and Kate's going to be digging into it, but it's not going to be our top priority until after the election. So I'm letting everybody know, we're hoping that maybe we can do a show on this where we go through all of this information and I tell you what the situation was. I tell you what occurred in a timeline. I tell you from each person's perspective what was going on. And then at the end of the story, at the end of the presentation, I hope to be able to say nothing happened here, although something happened here. So we'll say something happened here, and it looks as if this person may possibly be at the root cause of it, and or whatever. And so I'm keeping an open mind, but we're looking through this, and I want to say to Danielle Struble, she has been invaluable in some of the documentation that she handed over, in her timeline of events and her writing up what she knows that's gone on from point A to point B. I am so happy that we have been able to communicate with her. You know, I don't know her. I know her loosely from who she is, but she has been wonderful to work with. And so I'm so happy about this, that we're going to be able to bring this to you. Okay. And, yeah, Kate says she thinks that we need the school board minutes too. And I will, send a message out, to the school board, Monday, now that it's Friday. And I will see about getting those. Matter of fact, while we're talking here, I'm going to Wes-Del Community School Corporation. I'm going to get online here. They might just be online. Like we probably couldn't get that lucky, could we? Wes-Del live feed. Ooh, that would be amazing if
I'm in it.
Yeah. Are you finding anything
Board
good?
minutes.
So they're all there.
2021, 2019, 2020. All files. What is this? Hold on. I'm digging. Meetings. Let's go back here. Oh, view agenda, view minutes. Got them. They're online.
Okay, well, see, so that makes that.
That makes life so much easier. I was trying to find redevelopment commission ones, and I could not.
You know, from Randolph County, and I'll take just a real quick pause. I don't think Delaware County has.
I wanted Delaware County.
Oh, I thought you said Randolph County.
No,
you did say Randolph County.
Did I?
In your message, I'm pretty sure you did. Let me just go look here real quick. Now I need to know.
To whom do I need to write to get the minutes from the redevelopment commission? I didn't mention a county.
You didn't. Oh, that's weird. Why would I have? Oh, I can get those. I know where they're at. I'll get those.
I couldn't find them. I sent you the link in our little group there, so we can. Yeah, Kyle Neely.
Yeah,
right
Mr.
Here.
All right, Miss. Are you a doctor or is it Mr. What? I don't want to call you wrong. Is it Dr. Mealy or Mr. Mealy? You have a PhD, or I don't want to address you incorrectly. So, but yeah, he says it's all on the board docs public page. So,
yep.
Kyle Mealy. Kyle Mealy. Okay. Well, yes, sir. Thank you. Yes. All right. I get it. I understand.
So now we can match things a little better.
Yeah, we'll be able to match that up. So I'm letting everyone know, and it's not like you guys have to like stick on and hang out for the entire thing, because I'm just letting everybody know. And I wasn't trying to like clickbait anybody. I was trying to figure out the best way to tell people, and I'm going to make we got enough time that I'm also going to make like a Facebook post. I'm going to put it on Twitter. I'm going to put it on the community of here, and we'll be able to talk about it over the next couple shows and spread the word for anybody that knows. And listen, I'm going to tell you, yes, Doublefoot. I'm going to tell you, I have been inundated about this since we did the show on the 10th. This has been probably the number one thing that I have been contacted about. You know what I would like to do one of these days? I would like to go live for a 24-hour period and just record my phone. And for that 24-hour period, watch how many phone calls or text messages or emails that I get on my phone, and it would blow you away. I know Rob Kendall's like, well, they've only got part of the audience. Okay, that might be true, but you people are out there calling me constantly, or something's going on, because we're getting a lot of people that reach out for various different things, and some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it are sources, some of it are asking questions, some of it are looking for help, some are cussing me out, but I can always tell when something's a big deal because it starts being a big consensus from a large swath of people that like they want to know. And I have been inundated by members of the public who have wanted to revisit this, wanted to know when that we would be revisiting it. What's going on, and some people was even actually getting huffy with me, like they were mad. I'm like, look, I'm waiting on records, man. Like, I'm waiting on these people to give me the records. I cannot make them go any faster. So I love it. I'm so happy. I'm very, very, very happy that Superintendent Mealy is here again commenting and has put on that that sucks that he's there. The link to the project hearing is good information related to the 2024 board funds, and the district is using to complete a collection relining our middle school, high school sewage lines. Okay, yeah, and I don't know if you saw, my producer is the one that's commenting as the political spotlight under our name. And she said that the YouTube does not allow for anyone to post a link. Can you please email the link to tpsprogram@gmail.com? Or we can put that up on the thing. If we can. If you could do that, that would be fantastic. And then what I'm going to tell everybody is, let me look again here at the calendar so I can tell everybody, and we'll do this. So here's what I'm just going to give everybody a little bit of an understanding of what the next couple days are going to look like. So today is Friday the 1st. We are live. It's episode 322. There will not be a show tomorrow. So we talked about possibly going live tomorrow, but because of what happened with Mary and the switch around, we will not be live tomorrow. And I was thinking, like, maybe we go live, maybe we don't, but I'm thinking that because the next several days are going to be insane, we better take a break when we can get it. So we will not be live tomorrow. No show tomorrow, Saturday. No show. Yeah, there it is, Mr. Mealy. If you can send that link to that email, then we would be able to get it. I would greatly appreciate that if you could do that, sir. I would love that if you could do that. So we will not be here tomorrow, Saturday the 2nd. Break time for us, thank God. On the 3rd, we will do episode 323. That's when Mary will be on with us, and we'll do what we do with Mary. I will also quickly update then that about like the next day's council meetings and things like that. So that's what we will do on the 3rd. On the 4th, this is what we're getting ready to talk about here in a moment. It's the Muncie City Council meeting. I'll get into that in a minute, the meeting. We will live stream the Muncie City Council meeting on the 4th. And then after the meeting, we will be live right here to give you an update on the meeting and anything else that goes on. All right, that's the 4th. We will then also briefly discuss like the next day, the coming day, which is the big day, Election Day 2024. We will be live on and off all day on Election Day. We will be live that night giving election results, yada, 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 doing different things. I'm very much believing that we will probably have information that we will need to discuss on Wednesday the 6th. So we will then obviously be live Wednesday the 6th. And then depending on what happens, depending on what happens on Election Day and on Wednesday, we are more than likely going to take off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The 7th, the 8th, and the 9th as a little bit of a break. Because we haven't done more than a 2-day break since we started the show. I don't think. Other than maybe a time when we were sick for a couple days or something, I don't know. So with everything that's been going on, we're going to take a break, a 3-day break, 7th, 8th, and 9th, so we can really use that time to dive into all of these records. And then I'm going to ask you guys that are watching this, and I know that it's a Friday show, so we don't have our normal number of people here live. We normally have a lot more viewers than this, but I'm going to ask you guys, and everyone else out in the world will be held hostage to you people. What do you mean, you people? Here's my question. Would it be better because this Wes-Del show is going to be a big show. It's more than likely going to be a 2.5 hour, 3 hour show. What I thought about is when we decide to do it, we will go on early. We will go on at 8 instead of at 9. So we will make sure everyone is aware. We'll go on at 8 o'clock so we can do 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11 if we need 2.5 hours, 3 hours. So we'll do that. Is it better to do that? When is it better to do that? Is it better to do that on a Thursday or a Friday? Or is it better to do that through the week, a Sunday? When would you guys prefer that are in the comments watching now? A Friday would be better. I'm just thinking because I want the most amount of the citizens from the community to be able to watch it. And obviously, to me, I don't care if somebody watches live or they watch replay. It's all the same to me. I don't care. But live is better because we get more people interacting. And so what we'll probably do then is we'll go through Sunday, Monday, the election, and then the 6th, okay? Wednesday, the 6th. Then Kate, the three of us, we'll take off. Alva. So we'll take off Thursday, and most likely take off Thursday, unless something stupid happens next week, and then this gets thrown out the window. I mean, this is only if everything goes like good one way or the other. But if we go into like some kind of advanced civil war here in America because of insane nonsense, then who knows? Yeah, we could very much. Kate and I seem to always think alike. That's amazing. Yeah, we could be in a war. So who the hell knows? If that doesn't happen, though, if everything's still copacetic on the other side of the election, we'll plan on taking off Thursday the 7th, Friday the 8th, and Saturday the 9th. We will then come back on the 10th, and we will do our regular shows the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th, and then we will plan. So on November 15th, we are going to plan the Wes-Del show. That will, I mean, it seems like it's such a far time away, but with everything going on, that makes about the sense. So tentatively set for November 15th at 8 p.m., an hour early, Friday, November 15th. But what this will do is, number one, this Stumblefoot. What this will do is this will allow us a chance to go through everything that we have, go through the board minutes that Kate just realized it would be good, and then also I'm going to get to the election stuff here in a minute too, and then also to go through these things that Mr. Mealy has said. The link in the project hearing is good information related to the 2024 bond funds, and the district is using to complete a collection relining of our MSHS sewage lines. We have had 2 public hearings in September, all publicly posted, and yet we only had 8 people attend. That's crazy, man, because I have been inundated, I'm telling you this, by more than 8 people. So that is so frustrating. That's frustrating, man. I definitely understand it. That's the thing about meetings. I definitely understand it. So that sucks. So, we will do the Wes-Del crap. I mean that with all due respect. The Wes-Del wastewater issue with all of these records and all of the citizen input and everything in between, tentatively set for Friday, November 15th at 8 p.m. 7 p.m., maybe even better, at 8 p.m. So we'll do that. Okay, that is it for that. Now, before we get into the election stuff and we get ready to roll, we have one more quick topic that we need to address, and that is the upcoming Muncie City Council meeting. So, number one, I'm going to tell you, the other night I announced that Ivy was going to the Muncie Sanitary District from the deputy mayor's job. That Dan Ridenauer, the mayor of Muncie, came out and gave his letter of resignation. I have talked to sources from City Hall that have stated that his office is more than halfway cleaned out. So it does not seem as if he is going to remain in the deputy mayor position even until the end of the year. When the mayor read the resignation letter or part of it the other day, that's the reason I said, like, I don't know if this is like effective immediately, effective in 2 weeks, effective at the end of the month, at the end of the at the end of the year. It could be any number of those things. All right. Now, the reason I said that is because I have been hearing that he's been cleaning his desk out, cleaning out his office. And so even though he's going to be in City Hall, he's going to be working for the Muncie Sanitary District. It is different. Now, I've also heard, because I speculated that the sanitary district, see, keep in mind, the Muncie Sanitary District has been around since 1968. And since the law that put at the State House that put these sanitary districts in place for certain cities, what happened is when they did this, they created the district in 68. And as I've reported, the city of Muncie and the sanitary district are two completely separate entities. Matter of fact, there have always been talk about the sanitary district leaving City Hall because they really don't belong there. They are not a part of City Hall. The mayor is not over them. The mayor can ask them to do things, but they can say, yeah, we're not going to do that or whatever. They do not answer to the mayor. They have an administrator, they have a board, and that's what goes on. Well, the city needed HR work, and the city needed insurance work, and the sanitary district needed HR work and insurance work. So they created an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, where they would help each other out. The city of Muncie would hold the position of HR director that the mayor would appoint, and that person would be responsible for doing HR work for the city of Muncie. And under the memorandum of understanding, they would be responsible for doing the HR work for the sanitary district. Meanwhile, the sanitary district would have the insurance person, and they would do the work for the sanitary district and the city. So that's how they kind of helped each other out. So the city has had an HR director, the sanitary district hasn't. So when I heard in July that the sanitary district was looking for an HR director, I was like, oh my God, it's because of the security breach. The security breach caused this. And I started saying that, I posted that, and nothing. No one said anything about it. Okay. Well, now when this came out, and I first broke this back on the 24th of October, just 13 hours after the council defunded the position of deputy mayor, along with deputy controller and communications director, I broke the news that he was going to the sanitary district. But then the mayor officially made it official. He made it Facebook official on Wednesday. But he didn't read the entire registration letter. I'm going to get the entire registration letter. I applied for it, getting it through a records request.
Resignation letter, not registration.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was thinking about the election. Resignation, not registration. Resignation. So he gave his resignation. And so I have requested this. And what's going to happen here is I should have it soon. I don't have it today. I'm kind of huffy about it, but I should have it soon. Okay. That being said, it is official now within City Hall that he is going to be the HR director. I've said for the last couple of days, like, it could be the HR director, it could be the administrator, it could be another job. It is official now, 100%, ladies and gentlemen. He will be the new HR director for the sanitary district. And I'm going to tell you the other nasty rumor that's been floating around City Hall. The sanitary district didn't just put this in place because of the security breach. No. While that's what pushed them over the edge, they had a serious problem with Patricia Goddard basically from day one. They did not like her. But that's not all. They also did not think that Micah did a very good job. They were not happy with Micah at all. But that's not all. They were not happy with Nancy Lindell at all. They have basically stated that every HR director that Dan Ridenauer has put in place has not been a good fit, and it's been detrimental to what they need done. So they were not happy with Dan's first HR director. Then she left. They put Micah in. They gave it a chance. They were not happy with Micah. Then, okay, she's gone. Here comes, HR director Patty, and they were not happy with her. They were not happy with her. Then the cyber leak happened, and they were like, to hell with this. So Richard Ivey is going to be the new HR director for the sanitary district. That's big news. The other thing is, as we know from last night, the mayor took shots at Nora Powell, and there's a lot of hubbub. What's he going to do with Amber Green? What's he going to do with Matt Wegley? What's happening here? It's everything's up in the air. He came on and said, I didn't veto this budget because we need it and we're going ahead and I'm protecting, the greater good versus the three, He never left. He never mentioned the fact that he had no choice. He had to go ahead with it because the council could have overrode even a veto. So that he left out. That said, I'm hearing he's not done taking shots at Nora, and he's not done taking shots at the council. He's apparently fired up, which I would love to see what that looks like. I think that's interesting. And he's ready to rock and roll. I've heard that the administration is waiting for the council to push back against Dan's pushback at this next meeting, but that's not all, folks. No, that's not all. Let's see here. Let me share this. On Monday, starting at 7 p.m., we are going to be in for one long ass city council meeting. Now, I don't understand. I wish they would have kicked this until the Monday after the election. I cannot believe they're doing this the night before the election, but it's like, what's it to them? So we start off with Muncie, the meeting on November 4th. Regular meeting starts at 7 p.m., so there's no public works, or not public works. No, not public meeting. There's no public hearing at 6:45. We've been having public hearings the last couple meetings. There's no public hearings at 6:45. We then go into the Pledge of Allegiance, the invocation, the citizen recognition, the roll call, the approval of minutes, the appointments to boards and commissions, the committee reports, and then we go into ordinances previously introduced. So that's where we come up with Ordinance 2424, an ordinance amending the Chapter 76 abandoned vehicles of the Muncie Code of Ordinances. And if you remember, this was a hot button topic last meeting. So I'm sure this will get a lot of play. All right. Then they take us into Ordinance 2624, an ordinance for the city of Muncie establishing the designated outdoor refreshment area. Okay. That's called a DORA, designated outdoor refreshment areas. Okay. And also, if you remember, that got a lot of play. And both of those I see taking about an hour each. It's crazy. It shouldn't. It's nuts. But I think there will be big topics. Then we go into new ordinances. And oh my gosh, they like packed the slate. Ordinance 2724, an ordinance to amend the city of Muncie comprehensive zoning from the R3 residential zone to the BV variety business zoning parcel within the 3700 block of East Centennial Avenue. Okay. That's that zoning. 2824, an ordinance to amend the city of Muncie comprehensive zoning ordinance from the R4 residential zone to the BV variety business zone. for 805, 813, 901, and 905 West 13th Street. An ordinance, City of Muncie, Indiana, annexing a certain territory to the City of Muncie, Indiana, placing the same within corporate boundaries thereof, and making the same a part of the City of Muncie, Indiana. Annexation area number 1, portions of Farmington neighborhood. Okay. 30 is the same thing, portions of Heron Point. And then ordinance 3124 is the same thing, but annexation area, city-owned parcel near Farmington neighborhood. Now, I think the reason they broke this up into 3 different ordinances rather than doing it in one is because they were afraid that the council might vote one or the other down, but vote the other. I can only assume that. So they broke that up into 3 ordinances. So that should be basically the topic of one discussion, but they're going to do it 3 times. That's interesting. Okay. So then, ordinance 3224, an ordinance annexation area number 4, Westminster Village. Okay. 3324 is an ordinance amending ordinance 2423. Okay. Now listen to this. Ordinance 3324, an ordinance amending ordinance 2423, fixing the maximum salaries of each and every appointed officer, employee, deputy assistant, departmental, and institutional head of the City of Muncie, Indiana, included herein for the year 2025. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is already trying to fix the budget. So we're going to have to look at what that is here in a second. So remember that is 3324. Okay. Then 3424 is an ordinance fixing the salaries for all elected officials of the City of Muncie for the year 2025. 3524, an ordinance fixing the maximum salaries for each and every member of the Muncie Police Department of the City of Muncie. Okay. Here is an ordinance fixing the maximum salaries of each and every member of the fire department. Okay. Ordinance 3724, an ordinance of the City of Muncie establishing title, what is that, 5? 4D, IV. 5, that's 6, or 4? That's 4. Chapter 40, Chapter 41, Chapter 42, Chapter 43 of the City of Muncie Code of Ordinances entitled Code of Ethics. So that'll be interesting. Okay, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Then we go into resolutions. A resolution of the Common Council of the City of Muncie, Indiana, adopting a fiscal plan and definitive policy for the annexation. Okay. Property contiguous to the City of Muncie, Indiana, pursuant to ordinance numbers, and then there it is. And then resolution 1424, resolution of the Common Council of the City of Muncie, recognizing November as Transgender Awareness Month. Tabled is ordinance 1224, an ordinance amending 2423, fixing the maximum salaries of each and every appointed officer, employee, deputy assistant, department head, blah, 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 blah. This is the AFSCME thing. And then ordinance to amend the City of Muncie comprehensive zoning, ordinance from R4 zoning, ordinance to the MHR mobile home residence zone for 701, 703, 711, da, 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 da. Okay, there that is. And then other business and adjournment. So it is going to be a long council meeting Monday night. Now,
I have a question for you.
Yep.
Might those resolutions regarding salary be a way for this council to try to prevent Dan from unilaterally giving pay raises?
Well, you wait a minute. You mean the ordinances?
Yeah, the ordinances, sorry.
Well, we're going to go look at the packet. We're going to look at the packet right now. The 2024 packet.
I didn't see public comment on there, Stumblefoot.
Public comment is all. Public comment never is. It's called other business. In other business, they do public comment. They never call it public comment.
Oh, so we get to go read the ordinances. This will be fun.
What?
We're gonna go read the ordinances.
Okay, so we're going to go through ordinance 33.
Your thoughts.
What?
I was just curious your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So I'm, let me see. Tell me if it pops up because I'm off screen. Okay.
Sure looks like it. 33-24.
Yeah. Okay. And ordinance amending ordinance 24-23, fixing the maximum salary. Let's see here. Fix the maximum compensation for appointed officers and employees of the city of Muncie, and the Common Council has the right to approve or reduce, but not to increase such recommendations. And whereas the mayor of the city of Muncie, Indiana, has recommended a maximum salary level for each labor grade in a systematic way, reflecting sound compensation planning and effects of competitive pressures. Whereas below listed salaries and hourly rates are set at maximum rates, and employees may be compensated at lower rates as determined at the time of hire. And whereas the funds for such salaries are to be provided for in the 2025 city budget, and other such sources may be specified by the Common Council. See here. Following the scale. The first payday under this ordinance will be January 10th, 2025, and will be calculated as follows. The first pay of 2025 will be computed using 2025 pay rates. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's this? Come up here real quick. Why is this?
Yeah, I'm getting out a calculator.
Well, look, they've got, it's not zero for deputy controller.
Were you confused?
Well, yeah. Look. It's not zero for the Channel 60s director. That's communications. If anybody's...
I know.
Look. It's not zero for deputy mayor. What in the hell is this?
Oh, no, go back up. Go back. Okay. All the way. Go to the top for me.
I am.
Okay, stop. Okay, start scrolling for me, nice and slow. Not too slow. I can read pretty quick. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, stop. Whereas the funds for each such salaries are provided for in the 2025 city budget and other such sources that may be specified by the Common Council. Okay, they didn't get rid of those positions. They didn't eliminate them. They just didn't fund them.
Okay.
So they're saying that this would be the maximum you can pay this position. But this doesn't fund them.
Okay.
Right? It doesn't fund them. It just says this is the max you could pay this position if the money was budgeted in. Because they didn't get rid of the position. They didn't vote to do away.
Yeah.
They didn't vote to do away with the communications director. They
Yeah.
voted to zero out their budget line. But because the positions still exist, they need to include it in this. That's
okay.
What it is.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I'm a little better with that then. Because I was like, wait a minute, what? So are we going back on this now?
No, I don't think we're going back on it. I think it's just this is what the maximum pay rate would be. But it's funded from the 2025 budget and it's zeroed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I don't think they get more than the biweekly payment listed. I think that is the maximum they could get in that position as a biweekly pay, right? It's setting the maximums.
Yeah, it sets the maximum. Yeah.
Right.
Prairie Creek.
Paula, if you're not seeing people's comments, you may want to pop out and pop back in. People are commenting. I'm not putting anything up on the screen because I'm trying to.
Yeah, nothing's been put up for a minute, but
if the chat isn't cooperating with you, just refresh it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay. Well,
GW says make sure you are seeing all comments, not just top comments.
What? Oh yeah. You have to. There's a little thing that you have to toggle that lets you put in all comments. I hate how they've done that. That pisses me off.
Yeah, it's irritating.
Okay, so stay up here real quick. Let's see if,
of course,
we can get. Okay, so the next one is for the elected officials.
Mm-hmm.
So this should all pretty much be pretty simple. Then it should all be pretty much in line.
Mm-hmm. Mayor, city, holy shit. Who wants to be a judge? I want to be a judge.
Yeah, right. I mean, dude, yeah, right. You think that's a lot? You ought to be an actual judge, the circuit court judge. It's more than that. So that's interesting. Okay, so that's pretty standard. Police salaries. Let's take a look at that.
So would this prevent the mayor from unilaterally giving pay raises? That's a decent base pay.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's a good question. I don't think that it would. I don't know.
Well, they throw in that little line, whereas the council has the right to approve such recommendations. Up there at the top.
Where, what?
All the way at the top. Whereas the Common Council has the right to approve such recommendations.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
I don't know.
Okay.
Or
37.
if Dan tries to pay positions via edit, would those maximums still apply? No, because this is simply referring to things that are coming out of the budget.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that the maximums would apply if he was going to pay out of edit.
Now, here's interesting. Here's the code of ethics.
Oh, Lord. I'm staying up here for right now.
Yeah, just for a second, because I'm off screen.
Okay.
If you could just give me one more second. We got one more to go through. General provisions, definitions means every department, officer, commission, appointed official.
I hit the bifocal line there.
The what?
I was trying to read it and I was looking right across my bifocal line and it turned into smudge. There, now y'all know I'm old. I have bifocals. I love them.
Weird. Okay.
Family member, financial.
Particular matter includes, not limited to. So this is basically, they're not doing anything with this. This is an ordinance, so it's real. This is no gifts, food, drinks, entertainment, travel expenses. Oh, now this is interesting.
The first part of that looks like they're just codifying nepotism and conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Which is state law anyway.
An elected official, appointed official, officer, or employee is generally free to engage in political activity subject to limits of specific situations. No elected official, appointed official, officer, or employee shall use or permit the use of funds or of property. Okay, sure. Shall engage in political activity when on duty. Appointed officials and employees shall not solicit political contributions in any time from persons or businesses, entities with whom the appointed official or employee knows to have business relationship with the appointed official or the employee's agency, or employees or subordinate position to the appointed official or employee. Elected officials shall not solicit political contributions. Okay, that's common sense, or should be.
And state law and federal campaign finance law and Hatch Act and
no appointee to a board, commission, or committee of the city hall shall fail to attend more than 1/3 of the meetings of the board, commission, or committee to which the appointee is appointed within a 12-month period.
I like that.
Yeah. For boards, commissions, committees that allow members to attend meetings virtually, no appointee shall attend more than 20% of the meetings virtually within a 12-month period.
Okay. I don't know how you're going to attend 2.4 meetings virtually, but okay. Post-employment? No. Oh, no. Go back to that. Post-employment restrictions? This is a non-compete.
Basically,
Almost.
yeah.
And no
For
lobbying.
1 year after the execution of a contract. Oh, no. All right, I like this.
It's a non-compete anti-lobbying almost.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Don't typically see those except for private companies.
Yeah.
I have one.
What?
I have non-compete, non-disclosure.
For here, yeah, you can't work with any other shows if you leave within 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Nepotism.
Well, state law allows you to extend it. I believe it's 5 years. So for my other job,
yeah,
mine's 5 years.
All right, look at this. This is contracting with the city. All right, I hope Dan's paying attention.
This makes me happy. Well, just the title. It makes me hopeful.
The city of Muncie may not enter into a contract or renew a contract for procurement of goods or services or contract for public works with an individual who is an elected official, appointed official, or an employee or business entity that is wholly or partially owned by an elected official, appointed official, or an employee. So right there.
Kabam.
That's big. That, folks, that is big news.
That is huge.
This is big, big, big. Wow. No, the maximum.
We have the question: Will this affect the Green Goblin?
It would have affected him in the past. It doesn't affect him. I mean,
it affects him going forward from getting anything else.
Yeah. And Charlize, it does not, Dan could have choose to pay anyone out of edit whatever amount he wanted to. The maximum would not apply to edit.
As we saw with the Hotop.
Yeah, right. That's the best. Yeah, that's the best. That is the best example of that.
Which is, it was what, up to 307, or was it 400?
Dude, it was like $475,000 a year he was paying. That was nuts. He was the highest paid. I think he was the highest paid
city engineer in the country. We had the highest paid engineer in all of America here in little Podunk, Indiana. Will this affect Adam?
Yeah. Will it affect him? No, because he's a contract employee. He is not a full-time city employee. He's just a contract employee.
But he was a city employee.
Yeah. But that'll be grandfathered.
You have to be a current city employee for this to kick in. Okay.
Yeah. The city of Muncie may enter into a contract or renew a contract for the procurement of goods, services, or a contract for public works with an individual who is a relative of an elected official, appointed, who is wholly or partially owned, appointed official, if they have satisfied the code below. City of Muncie may enter into a contract, renewable contract with an individual business.
Describe the contract or purchase to be made.
What?
Describe the relationship with so they have to do all these things.
Yeah.
Be affirmed under penalty of perjury. Be submitted to the common count. Keep going up.
Be submitted to the Common Council of the City of Muncie and be accepted by the Common Council in a public meeting prior to final action on the contract or purchase. That is big.
That's
I wonder if Dan is aware of this.
Be submitted to the Board of Public Works and be accepted by the Board of Public Works and Safety in a public meeting prior to final action. Be filed not later than 15 days after the final action with the State Board of Accounts. Oh, shit.
The city clerk, the Delaware County clerk.
Certified statement that the contract amount or purchase price was the lowest amount or price bid or offered, or it's a certified statement of the reason why the vendor or contractor was selected.
Wow. All right. Conflicts of interest. If the elected official appointed, they may not participate in any decision or vote if
Has knowledge that any of the following has a financial interest. A member of the family, business organization, a person, as concerning prospective employment. Wow. They're really tightening down. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
What?
Jeff Hager. I wonder if Dan is aware of this. He is now. And Jeff, this has some teeth. You got Stumblefoot now to create something to keep Wagley out of the cookie jar.
Okay.
Well, I think something like this would have prevented Wagley from getting city ARP funds.
Yeah.
Or it would have had to go to the council for approval to give it to her.
Okay.
Because this is just filing a conflict of interest.
Yeah, it's normal. Conflicts of interest in contracts.
Commission.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm interested. Does this include some kind of penalty for failure to abide? You're going to have to go down.
Looking here. Well, interesting. Okay.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
40.12.
Yeah.
Shall use or permit the use of his or her official position, funds, or property under his or her official control.
Wow.
No more Shreen answering Dan's emails.
Yeah. Wow. Ghost employment.
God. This is impressive.
Yeah. Duty to report. No person covered by the Code of Ethics who has information about violation of this code by another shall fail to report such violation to the Muncie Ethics Commission.
You can't be complicit in violation. Term of the Ethics Committee. So what if you violate this? It goes before the Ethics Committee?
Yeah.
Any part of it. goes to the ethics committee.
I guess.
Sheesh. All right, and this is just their terms of service.
Yeah, that's nothing major. Qualifications, no more than one. All right, that's
Okay.
okay. That's pretty fair. Jurisdiction. All right.
May only consider complaints that are filed within 2 years of the suspected violation. That's a wide berth.
Yeah. Yeah. The Ethics Commission may do any of the following upon the majority vote of the members. Issue an advisory opinion. What?
This is getting juicy.
Yeah.
You got to read them to us, Christopher.
Okay. Issue an advisory opinion under the request of the application of the Code of Ethics to a specific situation. Initiate the conduct investigations complaint alleging violation of the Code of Ethics. Dismiss complaints alleging violations of the Code of Ethics without investigation. Following an investigation, issue public findings and conclusions of alleged violations of Code of Ethics. Refer alleged violations of the Code of Ethics and appropriate law enforcement agency. Upon the finding of a violation of Code of Ethics, refer the matter to Corporation Counsel for enforcement proceedings in accordance with the applicable law. Compel the production of documents and other evidence. Compel the attendance of testimony of witnesses.
Subpoena power.
Yeah. Adopt the rules to implement the Code of Ethics and provide for its enforcement. Prepare and provide any form or other documents necessary for the compliance with the Code of Ethics. Retain legal counsel and or request the assistance of the corporation counsel and or legal counsel for the common counsel to investigate the complaint alleging violation of the Code of Ethics and to issue findings and conclusions. Inform individuals or entities of failures to file documents required by the Code of Ethics. Receive, review, file any documents required by the Code of Ethics. Recommend appropriate corrective action and or sanctions for a violation of the Code of Ethics. Oh, wow. All right. Records and meetings. Generally, all meetings of the Ethics Commission shall be open to the public. Initially reviewed in executive session pursuant to Indiana Code. All records received or created by the Ethics Commission are subject to the Indiana Access to Public Records Act and shall be either disclosed or withheld in accordance therewith. Complaint procedure. File the complaint.
Okay. That should be pretty standard.
Yeah.
I don't think there should be any whammies in that.
Okay. File number 15 days of receipt of complaint. The Ethics Commission shall meet in executive session to receive the information. Within 30 days of executive session held in accordance with subsection 2 above. Okay. Determine if they're frivolous or inconsequential. Determine if the allegations have been handled appropriate, or forward them on or dismiss them. Allegations alleged in complaint is undisputed. Issue recommendations for corrective action. Determine that the complaint does not allege sufficient fact to determine whether there's a violation of the Code of Ethics and dismiss the complaint. Forward a copy of the complaint to the appropriate elected official, appointed official, and or department of the city of Muncie, and either stay the complaint proceedings pending further action or dismiss the complaint. Determine that further investigation is necessary and stay the complaint proceedings until further information is gathered, or determine that probable cause exists to support a violation of the Code of Ethics and schedule a public hearing on the matter. The respondent shall be notified within 10 days of the decision of the Ethics Commission. The Ethics Commission determines that further investigation is necessary. It shall determine the scope of the investigation and seek legal counsel to assist in the scenario.
Well,
See here.
Charlize said they're going to have a 2 a.m. adjournment.
Who said that?
Charlize.
At the end of Monday's meeting?
I think that's what she's talking about.
Whistleblower protection. No person shall be threatened or retaliated against.
Blah, blah, blah.
Transparency portal. What is a transparency portal?
What?
The Ethics Commission shall oversee the maintenance and operation of a website known as the City of Muncie Transparency Portal. Holy hell.
Ethics-related documents and information easily accessible to the public. So they want them to have the
Yeah.
like the rest of the city does.
Yeah.
Well, conveniently, there's Muni Docs
Yeah,
already.
it's real easy.
Add a new file.
What is this?
Ha ha ha!
Yeah, look
Public
at that.
documents related to purchases of $5,000 or more by the city of Muncie or any of its boards, commissions, or other independent bodies, but not limited to executed contracts.
Yeah,
What a pain in the ass have we had trying to get contracts?
absolutely. Absolutely. Annual reporting.
The documents received from people in regards to requests for quotes and
Yeah.
bids.
Yeah.
Oh, Christopher.
That's amazing.
And
This-
we were worried about who was going to handle records requests.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's going to be online.
Well,
A lot of
so, wow. So this is
it.
Sarah Rowe.
William.
Yeah.
Rowe. So it's bipartisan.
Yeah. This is interesting. Bipartisan. And let me tell you, this was actually put in place by the old council, by Jeff Robinson and that group. And I've got to tell you, I'm pretty impressed with them on that.
Oh, good, Paul. I'm glad to hear you're seeing the comments now. Excellent.
14/24 Transgender Awareness Month.
That's a resolution, right?
Resolution.
Okay.
Nora Powell. Man, her signature got weird.
She wrote it left-handed.
Very good possibility.
She
It's
wrote it with
Nora
her
Powell.
own-
You never know what the hell she's got going on. Okay, so that takes us out of there. When is straight month?
You're back on screen again.
I'm back on
that's
screen,
Excellent.
yeah.
I can go.
All right, thank you, Kate. I appreciate it. All right. So that's going to be a long-ass meeting, which means Monday night, we will go live stream. We'll live stream the meeting. We will do one of our episodes after telling you what goes on and then giving you information, but you'll just have to bear with me for when it'll be. I have no idea. It'll be really wild. I don't know. That takes us to our last thing, and then we're going to get out of here because I'm kind of starting to lose my voice. Okay. The last thing, ladies and gentlemen, the upcoming general election. The upcoming general election will be on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. As you know, as you're aware, as I've done in the past, I will go live multiple times throughout the day. I will go live and do little videos on here. And I probably am going to change it up. I'm probably going to go live here a couple of times, and this will put it everywhere. And then I might also, pardon me, I don't ever do that. I hate doing it in front of you guys. I've done that like twice in the last month. It's been a long month. Yes, go up here and do this thing too. We would very much appreciate it. On election
if you're
day,
randomly going live, we need the bell so we know when you're on.
Yeah. That's absolutely. Yeah, you got to do that to know, because the bell lets you know. 6 to 6. Okay. I will go live here on our platform, which will go live on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, X, and all of those things. I will also periodically just go live on X and or just go live on TikTok. So that means if you want to follow those specific things, you might find us on TikTok, and you might find us on you mean the election day is immediately following the council meeting? Yeah, that's probably very true. So if you have not found us, or you have not went to our TikTok at tiktok.com/at the political spotlight, do so. If you have not found us on Twitter, that's not Twitter. This is Twitter. Do so. x.com/Bilbrey Live. It's very easy. Those and this platform is the way that we will do coverage between 6 and 6. Now, for the big night after the show, for the big night after the 6 to 6 ordeal, for the results, General Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Now we wait for the results. I hate this because I've been asked by multiple people to go to multiple places. Rainwater's putting on an event at the Rathskeller in Indianapolis. And obviously different things in Delaware County, in Madison County, in Henry County, in Marion County. And I would love to be a part of that. However, most elections, I can do something like that. But this election, we will be giving coverage on local races. So local races in Muncie, Delaware County, Anderson, Madison County, Newcastle, Henry County, Winchester, Randolph County. So kind of our East Central Indiana corridor, those local races. But then we will also be giving information on the state races. So Braun, Rainwater, and McCormick, Rokita, and Wells, and that whole ordeal. All right. We will be focusing on those people in and around the state. And then, and probably most importantly, we will also be following the national side of things. We will go live that night, probably as close to 6:30, maybe 7 as possible. And we'll be live at mixed times between there and when we know. it might be one of those things where we go live and we talk for a little bit, and then we're in the interim time and we're just waiting. So we put up a results where they're giving the results and we go off screen for a minute. I don't know, but we are going to be on and we're going to be giving you results, and we're going to be in line with, I've got a couple things up my sleeve that we found. We found a complete map that we can use that is totally like we can continue to play with and tell who goes where. So we will walk you through all of that, and we will keep you informed. Obviously, we don't have a budget like Fox. We don't have a budget like CNN or, whoever else. But I can promise you, as far as your local election and your state election, we're going to give you the coverage that you're not going to get anywhere else. As far as national, we will be every bit as good as the various several news feeds that we will be following. We'll be following, obviously, Fox. We'll be following CNN. We'll be following all the majors. We'll be following what's going on X, what's going on Truth. So, it'll be a busy, busy night, and it won't be like we're sitting here talking. It'll be like you guys will be there and we'll be looking or doing other shit or on our phone, but we will be bringing you the information as soon and as quick as possible. So you'll have to bang with us and hang with us and stay with us, all those things. The number one thing is Tuesday night will not be about like putting on a production and talking directly to you and being here. It will be about getting the information. So that's what it's about. So, and then giving commentary on what we're hearing. So that's that. I assume by what's going on, I'm getting over the comments. Are someone saying that they're having trouble voting? Or are we just saying that? I also will say Monday night, Sunday night, Monday night. Sunday night and Monday night, I will give you a breakdown of who I'm supporting, whatever, if you want to hear it. Yeah, and I love it, GW. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, and I will say it again. And I don't know if you were here at the very beginning. If you weren't, you ought to go back and listen to it. But we helped a gentleman get figured out today, and that's one of the best feelings in the world. So if anyone has any questions, if you go to the poll, don't please, I beg of you, do not go to the polls and let them turn you away. You're there. Call me. If you don't call me, Google and call the Indiana Secretary of State Election Division number. If you don't call them, Google and call your local county clerk's office. I'm just saying, if you have trouble, don't let them talk you out of not voting. I don't know. I just want to make sure people are aware of that. If you're turned away, contact us. That's important. Okay? Call us here and let us know. So, all right, folks, that's going to do it for us. We're off tomorrow. We will be back here Sunday night. Scary Mary, the Scream Queen, will be on here. And we're going to do a little kind of a fun, goofy, spooky thing for Halloween. I know it sucks because it's going to be like a couple days late, and it's not the same thing. That is going to get really crazy here in a minute. Let's find out what happens. So you're going to want to tune in. That will be Sunday night. Every vote matters. Absolutely. Yeah. So tune in and we will be here. Thank you all very much. Share the show with everyone you know. The big deal that I wanted to express and get out was tentative show for the Wes-Del shit. Special time, 8 p.m. Friday, November 15th. That will be a big show. Spread the word. Get the word out. Click all of these things up there. Give us the finger. Give us the thumb. Tell us you love us. Unless you don't. And we will see you guys Sunday at 9 p.m. Take care. Good night. Goodbye. God bless.